Hello, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video is a combination of a few different ideas I've had. The main idea I wanted to do was a home for the zodiac sign Scorpio. If you're new to my channel, I have a series where I make a home in chronological order of the zodiac sign, and last month or 2 months ago, I did two videos for the last two zodiac signs, and then I had a whole entire month focused towards occult and Halloween themed builds. So it's kind of nice to come back and to do something not Halloween themed, but another idea I had for this video was to make a home for my current family I'm playing with in The Sims, especially with the challenge going on or the battle pass going on. And then the third idea I had was to have the exterior look like a Airbnb I have stayed in recently. So we're kind of done with the front part of the home. On their side, there is a entryway, and then we're kind of working on like a drop zone in the front of the house. But for some fun facts about Scorpios is that it is in between the dates October 4th and November 21st, and they are a water sign. Their sign is a scorpion. I feel like that's kind of known because it's so close to the word Scorpio. And then some strengths they have are being respectful, brave, passionate, loyal, and inviting. They like trust, facts, and being right. And I just thought this would be a fun build for this week's video. I did have moments throughout this process of, is this correct enough for the Scorpio zodiac sign? Because I did have two other ideas floating around in my head. I don't know why I couldn't have just like done one of these ideas and then had like basically an entire month planned out of videos, but I wanted to do all of them in this one video. And if you have any other build ideas for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments. And now we're just in the living room and going to be adding some more modern furniture. I wanted to use the high school years pack and the mudroom kit. So this is a pack limited build. It is kind of weird packs. They don't really like go together, but I was designing this for the family I play with in The Sims, and so that's kind of why that is so limited. And hopefully you have the high school years pack so you can easily play in this home. And the mudroom kit is just $5, so if you want to play with that pack too, very easy to download. So we are just going to be adding some wall decorations. And one of the reasons why I went with more modern furniture is one, inspiration from the Airbnb, and two, looking at Pinterest for some Scorpio house inspiration. I noticed that they did have more modern exteriors. Like it wasn't like an actual house, but there was a lot of like graphics of all the zodiac signs, and and just like the different styles that could work with the signs. So I wanted to go for a green kitchen just for a nice fun pop of color, and it is kind of open into the dining room space. So I feel like having color was kind of a fun way to separate the kitchen with the dining room area. And we're just going to be adding some decorations now onto the counters. since this is built for a family of four, I wanted to have like there be stuff on the counter, kind of like have that look of they're kind of rushing out the door to get to school or to work. So we're just going to be adding some curtains into the kitchen, and I raise them up so your Sims can still like look out the window, but it's got that privacy. And now we're going to be in the dining room space. So, like I said earlier, this room or this corner of the room is kind of blue. It kind of goes with the doors to the living room and to the sunroom. And now we're just going to be adding some chairs. I did want to like go with like these lighter colors, but I also had a color graph of Scorpio colors and they were more in the darker hues, but I still wanted to have a little bit of like spring whiteness. So there are like greens and blues and pinks in the Scorpio sign. I just kind of went for the more pastel colors instead of the more darker colors. So I know that maybe this isn't exactly what Scorpios would want, but I feel like there are a lot of different people that are Scorpios and they maybe would want something like this. It is very diverse. If you're a Scorpio or if you're another zodiac sign, you may really like this style or you may really not like this style. And I just want to say I personally do not really identify with all the things with that with my zodiac sign, and so it's okay to like be different. This is just my interpretation of a Scorpio home. So we're just going to be working on the sunroom now. And when I was staying at the Airbnb, this area was actually a bunk room, but I made this home on a smaller lot, and so I figured having a sunroom would be a bit more fun. It could also get turned into a home office if you would want that to be a thing. So we're just going to be adding some artwork onto the walls of the kitchen because I kind of went back and I'm like, wait, there's like kind of stuff missing. I feel like there's empty space. And so we're just going to be adding a nice rug kind of in a area to drop off your muddy shoes. There is like a side door to get to the front yard, and now we're just going to be adding some greenery. I do have some plants that you can add to it, or some planter pots that you can add plants to. And now we are in the first bathroom on the first floor. This is a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom home, and yes, I probably should have mentioned that a lot sooner in the video. So we're just going to be adding all of the essentials on to this bathroom and going to be finishing up this area. It was a very quick bathroom to do, my favorite orientation, but now we are on the second level of the home and we're still going to be working on the landing space slash office corner. I tried to put my home computers in different locations in homes because I know everybody has different rules when it comes to kids and technology. And so sometimes I have it in a closed off area, sometimes I have it in a more open area. And so this is one of the open area layouts I have. So we're just going to be adding some curtains and going to be heading into the first bedroom. Wanted to add some artwork onto the walls and trying to keep this space very simple. It's just kind of like the way to get to the main level and then to obviously to the bedrooms. So we're now in the first bedroom of the home, and this was designed for a kid who was about to become a teenager, and I wanted to do this bedroom for the Sims 4 Battle Pass. I really wanted to add a lot of like kid items in here, but obviously not the stuffed animal companion because that was the one thing that I didn't accomplish or couldn't figure out how to complete, and that's one reason why I am doing this home for my Sims families because I couldn't figure out why my Sim could play with the toy box without a stuffed animal on the lot, but it still would like mark my task as incomplete. And so I thought that if I just completely uproot my Sim family, that might work because I would know that there is no and a stuffed animal on that lot. So now we are in the primary bedroom, a smaller bedroom, and you can see I have a darker color to kind of go with the Scorpio colors on the bed, and this area is very simple. I did keep all of these bedrooms pretty small, and so we're just going to be adding a dresser into this space, and I added two dressers so each parent can have their own dresser. And now we're just going to be adding some artwork into this space. Again, very simple bedroom, and we're just going to be finishing up this bedroom. I feel like if I could go back and change one thing, it would be the wall color. I was kind of thinking of like color theming each room, but I really liked this bed, and then I just kind of kept the green on the walls because it felt like it looked nice. Green is one of my favorite colors, so we're just going to now be on the second bed or bathroom of the home. So this bathroom is very elongated. So the toilet is in a separate room, and then there is a shower up here. Downstairs, there is the shower tub combo. So we're just going to be adding all of the bathroom essentials into this space. Going to be adding a few different areas for towels because this is like the bathroom that I would assume that like most of the time would be used. And now we are in the this is the third bedroom, and this is designed for a teenager. And I wanted to really embrace the darker shades of the Scorpio, and I decided to go with like a dark bedroom. I feel like the parents would be like, no, you can't paint your room like completely black. So they have dark furniture and like dark bedding. I did like using this curtain from the high school years pack because it did have like constellations on it, and so it kind of was like, oh yeah, this is like a home for a zodiac sign. So we are just going to be adding a bookshelf, but I do get rid of that bookshelf and replace it with an art easel. So we are just going to be adding some artwork onto the walls and going to be finishing up this video and getting close to the screenshots. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It's the best way for more people to see my videos and help my channel grow. Thank you so much to those who have already hit the subscribe button. It really does mean so much to me. And if you want to see more content from me, you can go follow me over on Instagram. And if you want to be the first to play in this home or other homes, you can follow me on the Sims Gallery. Hope to see y'all next week. Bye.